Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. And today we are joined by Freeholder John Curley, who serves as the liaison to the county's Fire Marshal and Academy. Thanks so much for joining us today, Freeholder.
Cynthia, an absolute pleasure to be with you.
Always a pleasure to have you here on Monmouth in Focus. And Freeholder, we are in full holiday mode. It's a beautiful scene throughout Monmouth County with holiday lights and decorations. But, you know, it can also be a fire hazard. It's very important for people to take precautions this time of year, correct?
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct in this joyous time. It is a wonderful time we all live for, and certainly the children enjoy so much. But I want to talk first about something I'm very proud of, and that's the Monmouth County Fire Academy. Our Fire Academy is run by Armin Guzzi and our Fire Marshal, Hank Stryker, who investigates all fires here in Monmouth County. And up to this point, 2013 into 2014, up to this date, we have had, pardon me, 18,347 participants. Wow. And that not only includes training firefighters, but it's training police officers, public works people, and lay people in fire service and safety. But there is so much that we need to address during this time of year.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And those are very impressive facts for that Fire Academy. I'm sure you're very proud, as well as the entire Board of Trustees.
Absolutely wonderful. The entire board is very proud. And, you know, the effort that's put forth, you know, we look at our fallen firefighters, and when we do that fallen firefighters presentation, that is extremely emotional and extremely moving.
Right, right.
And I enjoy very much giving the graduation speeches at the Fire Academy.
Excellent. So, Freeholder, during this time of year, I know that the Fire Academy puts out some messages about safety. Well,
right.
What's the main message that you want to get across here?
Well, the main message is to be smart and not to be, to put it bluntly, stupid. Use common sense and everything. You know, we have all of the strings of lights. And with those lights, we should not have any more than 3 strings put together. And when they're plugged in, they should be plugged in using an extension cord rather than the direct string of lights. Also, we should have no more than 50 lights. They're the twist-on lights. Right. Because they overheat. And, you know, we have to be careful with the insulation in those strings of lights. They can be very, very dangerous. It can set off fires. You know, you look at the situation with candles. A high recommendation is to use the artificial candles with the battery operated. Sure. And a lot of people would say, oh, bah humbug. But the fact of the matter is that those help prevent some very serious problems from developing. You know, when we're using candles, we need to make sure those candles are on a flat surface. That's extremely important, and that they are secured. Extremely well secured, and we need to keep them away from drafts also, because a draft could easily knock a candle over or blow the flame onto the carpet or onto a sofa or a chair. Unfortunately,
Freeholder, during this time of year, you always see at least one story on the news where someone's house burned down and victims were involved because of a candle being lit.
Yes, that's very true. And, you know, the actual Christmas tree fires are at a relative minimum, but candles create even a greater problem, and we should always keep the candles away from the tree. That's a very simple premise. You know, you look at all the problems that exist, and we're talking about almost $1 billion in fire damage. Wow. In this country. During the holiday season, where something just ignites and off it goes. We don't want people here in Monmouth County to be a statistic. Right. Absolutely. That's absolutely the utmost.
And all you have to really do is take the precautions. Let's talk about Christmas trees as well. You had said that there aren't that as many which relate to Christmas trees, and I think it's because people have been adhering to the do's and don'ts over the years. Also, people buy more artificial trees nowadays as well. But let's talk about those trees and those tips that you can offer.
Well, first of all, I think when you're buying a tree, you need to check that tree thoroughly, make sure the needles are not pulling off, and it is difficult to pull a branch. When a tree dries out, obviously, you can take it and do a shake test where you lift the tree and you hit it on the ground. And if it's too dry, those needles will fall directly to the ground. It's a pretty simple aspect and test that everyone should do when they're out looking for a real tree. Also, Once you place that tree in a stand, make sure that that tree has enough base where the water can be held there, and fill that tree on a constant basis, fill that base on a constant basis to make sure that tree's watered. It's remarkable, a tree that's been cut down, how much water is pulled up. You know, another thing too in making the determination of trees and their viability of freshness is the sap at the base of the tree, particularly where they've been cut, and that lower trunk area, and that's extremely important to look for. You want to make sure that, you keep any tree away, whether it be artificial or whether it be real, away from any vents, the fireplace, and again, away from candles, away from any type of flame. Don't go near a tree with a cigarette. Don't go near a tree with a lighter, and don't go near a tree with a match. You're looking for trouble. Your family's lives, your life may very well be in jeopardy. And, in disposing of your Christmas tree, the best bet is to either dispose it through a community program where it's placed outside during a certain period, or using it at a recycling center. That would be your best bet. It can really cause a crisis, too. You put that tree up and don't allow that tree to stay up more. This is a real tree, more than 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because they really become far too dry and explosive.
Right. Absolutely. Really great advice there, Freeholder. It's a great time of year, but we really need to take precautions so that everybody enjoys the holiday season and stays safe. Real quick, how about outside holiday lights? Are there any precautions that people need to take when it comes to putting the lights up outside?
Yes, they certainly do. Putting lights outside, you don't overload your sockets again. You don't put too many of the lines together. They become too hot. And you really should never leave anything, particularly in the inside of the house, unattended. That can be a real crisis. But you want to make sure that anything that you put up, whether it be inside or outside, is flame retardant. That's extremely important. And again, make those checks to make sure there are no cracks in your lines. Make sure that there's no wear and tear on the insulation. They're not expensive pieces of property, and they can easily become destroyed, and especially outside through the use and through the weather.
Right. Okay.
It could be very bad.
Great advice there, Freeholder. I hope you enjoy the holidays and have a great holiday season.
Cynthia, also to you and to your family, and always thank you for what you do to bring to light the necessities of keeping our Monmouth County residents safe.
All right. Thank you so much, Freeholder. I appreciate that. And that is all the time we have for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. For more information, of course, you can go to www.visitmonmouth.com. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Cynthia Scott.